So welcome to my YouTube channel. That's what we call The Good Life. Today I'm going to be talking about all the seeds you can sow in February, and if you've not already done so, if you can please subscribe to my channel so you'll get all the hints and tips all throughout the year from my allotment, my home garden, and from time to time my home kitchen. And don't forget, I've got a really big backlog of other videos if you want to watch those too. So even though it's dark and cold outside, and it's definitely very wet today, that's why I'm in here, because it's absolutely awful outside, there are still some things you need to plant, but you do need to take extra care over it because the weather isn't great, and you do need to start a lot of things off inside and under cover. So first of all, you've got things like broad beans and peas. Now you can be starting those off, but if you do, they do need to be overwintering ones. Now broad beans and peas at this time of the year can either be direct sown into the ground, or you can start them off in module trays and then sow them out a little bit later. Now they are one of the things that are a little bit more hardy, and they don't need to be kept really warm unless it's very, very cold, and then you might like to put a bit of fleece on them. But the next thing I'm going to be moving on to are seeds that are very, very cold sensitive. Now I'm starting off some aubergines. I'm not going to be starting all these off. I literally don't know how I've got so many aubergines, but I always start them off early because they are one of the things that take a really long time to fruit, and if you don't start them off early, they won't fruit, they won't grow quick enough. So I've got a whole selection here. I've got White King, I've got Long Purple, I've got Jewel Marble, and I've also got Black Beauty, which is a really reliable one, and one which I grow quite often. So I'll probably do a couple of those because I've only got so much room in there. The other thing I'm going to be starting off, and again, you can start tomatoes off later, but it's nice to start a few off earlier so they fruit a little bit earlier. So I've got some lovely varieties here, and anyone who follows me knows that Roma is one of my favourites. I've also got some Alicante there. I've got a Tigerillo, which is kind of like a striped tomato, which I've grown for quite a few years now, and it's one of my favourites. And there's Alicia Craig, which again I've done quite often, and also some lovely cherry tomatoes there as well. So again, I shall start some of those off. Now these do need to be started off either on a warm windowsill, in a propagator, or I've been very fortunate enough to be sent one of these lovely Letpot seedling systems, which I've never used before. I mean, up until recently, I've got to be honest, all I had was a propagator, and I used to just start them off on the windowsill, and it was really, really tricky as to whether on how they performed, and they could get a little bit leggy. Last year I progressed to some grow lights, which are absolutely fantastic, but this is like an all-in-one system that heats, that has heat and that has light as well, so I'll be really interested whether it works. And if you want one, I will put a link on the screen, and there will be one in the description. So there's also some other things you can be sowing as well. There are different types of peppers. I've got a whole range of hot peppers there. I've got a Hungarian hot wax, which is one I really like because it's not too hot, so it's easy to add to any dishes. I've got something called Bishop's Crown, which I think is going to be quite a hot one, so I won't be doing too many of those. I've got something called Fields of Fire, which I think speaks for itself. I bet that one's a little bit hot. And this one I've never tried, but I'm going to give it a go. It's Hot Lemon. That sounds really lovely. And I've got a couple of sweet varieties, which is Romana, which is the long sweet pepper variety, which I grew last year really, really well. And something else called Pepper Spectrum, so which is obviously the traditional shaped pepper, but lots of different colours. So I'm going to be starting some of those off. I'm also going to be doing some herbs. So there's obviously a whole range of herbs that you can be doing. You know, parsley, coriander I'm going to be starting, basil, chives, thyme, all sorts of things you can start off this time of year in one of these heated systems, which is absolutely fantastic. The other thing you can be doing is your onion sets or onion seeds. Now onion sets you can start off on little module trays, so onion sets are not sensitive to the cold, so you can put them straight outside, or you can put them in module trays as well, in your greenhouse or something. I generally do onion sets. I'm not going to be doing any onions this year because if you've been following me, you'll probably know that I've moved house. I'm in my in-between house, so I'm hoping to be moving in the next few months, so I probably won't get my onion sets in. So I'm being really quite picky with what I start because my space is very limited this year. And leeks as well. Leeks is also another really good thing to start off. Just the little seeds, and I start them off in little trays, and then I plant them off a little bit later in the year, usually around May or June time, and I'll probably be starting some of those off soon as well. Brassicas is something else you could be starting off, so if you're thinking of doing Brussels or cabbages or cauliflowers, or broccoli. You can be starting some of those off as well. Again, they are sensitive to temperatures, so again you'd need to be starting them off on a heated propagator, and then ideally a nice sunny windowsill, or get some grow lights on one of these if you really wanted to do that. Something I will be doing some kale, because it is one of my favourite things, and because space is limited for me at the moment, I'm literally just picking my favourite things, which are obviously going to be my aubergines, my tomatoes, my peppers, some herbs and some kale. And I have got 3 types. That being said, I've got Cabanero, I've got some lovely purple candy floss, and I've also got some good old-fashioned curly kale. So let's get started with planting. Now when I got this little kit here, I got sent some of these sponge little module trays. Now I've never used anything like that before, and I'd be really interested if other people have. I think it's kind of like a hydroponic kind of thing, so you don't cover them with soil. They look like soil, but they're actually just really squidgy. So obviously they came dry. I've soaked them with water, and I'm just putting a couple of seeds in per module tray. But I've also got my coir here as well, so I'm going to be doing 50-50, because if I'm really honest with you, I'm not entirely sure how that's going to work using those sponges. I bet they work really well. I've had a little bit of a look online and they look quite interesting, but because I've never used sponges before, I thought it would be an interesting experiment to try them, and also to compare them against my normal coir that I normally start them off in. Sometimes I mix my coir with multi-purpose and coir, but for this one I haven't actually. I've got to say, a little bit lazy, and I've just put coir in them. Now when you sow your seeds, and you've only got little module trays like that, I'm going to do about 4 per little tray. Now these are some tomatoes, so these are some cherry tomatoes I'm putting in here, and I've put some Romas in on this first tab, so I'm going to just give it a go. And it is a really good idea to place them in with your fingers, and I don't always do this. I can very much be accused of sometimes just throwing them in the soil, but when you do things like tomatoes, they do easily get tangled, so it is worth just popping them in. You can either do them with your fingers, or you can do them on the edge of a knife, whatever suits you best really. So I'm just popping those tomatoes in, and once I've popped these in, I can either cover them with a little bit of soil, so just the same soil that I've got there, the coir, or I can cover it with a little bit of vermiculite, which is my chosen preferred method of sowing seeds. You just get a little bit more light coming to them when you cover them with coir than you do when you cover them with compost. But it's fine, if you haven't got any vermiculite, then it's not the end of the world. Just do a very thin layer of compost. So I've sown various seeds in there, so all I need to do is just put a little bit of vermiculite over, so just a light dusting, and you can just rub it over with your fingers, like so. Like I said, you can just use some more compost if you want, but I just find the vermiculite works really well. I get much better germination this way. If you need to get any vermiculite, I will put a link up on the screen and one in the description, so you can get some. I get a really big bag, and then I just decant it into a little tub and just have a little pot like that, just so I can gently sprinkle it over it. So it's really easy to do. So I will finish that off. But if you're wondering what jobs you can be doing in February, there will be a link up on the screen and one in the description of jobs you can be doing in your home garden or on your allotment.